if you're hungry for some EU4, boy do I got the country for you, eh? I know, I made the best jokes really. Hungary got a massive rework with the latest DLC, and we're gonna be exploring them today. We're gonna be wiping out the Ottomans, and we're gonna be centralizing Central Europe under the Hungarian crown pretty early on, with the cunning use of this amazing and powerful mission tree with tons of flavor. And for just 5,000 likes, I'm gonna do a brand new Wallachia run where we wipe out the Ottomans and we form the greater Romanian Empire that totally existed. I didn't just make it up in history. 100% existed, obviously. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1 trillion Brazilian subscribers, and once we get that, I'm gonna conquer the world and restore the Roman Empire. You got a problem with that? Well, you better subscribe so you become an actual citizen when it happens. Subscription guarantees citizenship. Okay, enough of that. Let's go ahead and rival the Poles. They rivaled us. We're gonna rival them back. Poland, Ottoman. Now we do need to get a few more troops so we get this particular mission done. That's gonna give us claims on Moldova and Wallachia. Right now we've got 18 units, so we need to get above that. That means we need to get some Mercenarios. The Free Company is gonna be enough. Let's also go ahead and do our initial estates. We start with 35% crownland, surprisingly. So giving out the +1 mana privilege for all 3D estates is not as punishing as it is for most nations. We also can get a restoration of Union CB on the Austrians, but that's going to be in a few years once we manage to do the Hungarian succession. So until that moment, we're going to actually ally the Austrians. Maybe we can use them against the Ottomans early in the campaign if possible. Or for that matter, maybe we can use them against the Bohemians if they rivaled each other. They didn't, so that's probably not going to happen. Actually, no. What the hell? Hostile opinion towards Bohemia. Okay, they might actually help me. Holy snaps. We do have 5 years truce with the Bohemians, however, so we do need to wait for a while. I'm also going to ally Brandenburg because I might be able to get Brandenburg also against the Bohemians. Who's to say, right? One of the main things I want to do at the start alongside expansion is do the expand the mint mission. It requires that we have 6 base production in Nitra and employ a natural scientist. As reward, we're going to get lowered inflation, potentially 2 extra production in Nitra, and lowered gold depletion chance by 50% for 30 years, which is a big deal. It means that we could probably push this up to like 15 base production development without any sort of an issue. There's also a new monument in Nitra, the Golden City, which offers again gold depletion chance modifier reduction for the province and globally interest per annum, meaning we can have some of the best loan abuse mechanics in this game as Hungary, and we get the gold rush event instantly when we upgrade this every single time. So we get this event twice, as well as we get monthly inflation reduction from gold and depletion chance overall -33 globally. So it's like no chance of gold depleting almost afterwards, which means we can probably upgrade this to a lot more than 15 then. Janos Hunyadi is still an absolute beast, and hopefully he's gonna produce Matthias Corvinus for us, which we can use as our leader, and then we can use that as a launching platform to attack the Austrians and PU them. There you go. We got the mission fulfilled with the Free Company. So now we have permanent claims on Wallachia and Moldova. Thing is, I kind of want to diplomatically make these guys into a march because it's going to be easier for me. So I'm going to get my royal marriage. I'm going to get an alliance after, and that's going to fulfill this particular mission, which in turn means that it's going to be likelier that they will choose to become our march when the Roman event happens. Remember that technically Moldova was established as a Hungarian march by Romanians from the Transylvanian bits to defend against the Great Horde and Golden Horde and whatever. All right, 23rd of December, so we can get the alliance with them too now, and that means we can do this mission. There you go. If we complete this mission diplomatically, the likelihood of Moldova siding with Hungary in the Roman invasion event is doubled. Finally, this triggered the Diet of 1445, which might explain why we are so hungry if you really think about it. Allows us to elect Janos Hunyadi as the regent. This man is an actual Chad Lord. He's a 455 Chad, and we got Ladislav Postumus as our heir, but we're gonna get another event later down the line to replace him with Matthias Corvinus. Unfortunately, the Wallachians got independence guaranteed by the Ottomans, so we've changed plans. We are getting a claim on Bosnia, and we're gonna be wiping out Bosnia and Serbia before we attack the Wallachians to ensure that we at least get the gold mine in Kosovo, which will help us with our mission as well. This is kind of big Sag. I was hoping that they would not proclaim guarantee, but this is like a 30-40% chance that they do proclaim guarantee. They did the same to the Serbians, which is why I'm not going to co-belligerate the Serbians when I attack the Bosnians. We also can get a restoration of Union CB on Poland by just taking over the Galicia-Volhynia areas Honestly, guys, the best way to deal with such situations in EU4 is just mold yourself on whatever RNG you might be getting. You don't need to follow somebody else's videos, because your RNG is likely going to be completely different from other people's. And we also just used up some of our Diplo points to get this up to 6 base production, which means that we now can do the missions as we have a natural scientist too. However, if we do this mission whilst we have 40% of our income coming from gold, we're going to get 2 production in here. So I'm going to wait before I click that button, at least until I get Kosovo also, so I can get more gold income. Hey, look at that, Moldavia became our March. I also want to mention how Telia, despite being a very insignificant Schnapple dupe, for some freaking reason always manages to get some insane alliance. Like, they managed to ally Bohemia right now. I'm going to cancel their alliances afterwards. Hopefully the Austrians are going to be able to conquer them. Also getting a spy network into Herzegovina, because they're allied to the Byzantine. So after this war is done, I'm going to attack them. With a little bit of luck, we might be able to cross on over to the Byzantine lands, which means we might be able to vassalize them, and then we can use them to fight against the Ottomans and crush the Ottomans as consequence. Without the city of Constantinople conquered by the Ottomans, it's going to be significantly easier to kill them, because they're not going to become an empire. They're going to be missing out on a lot of development, and they're not going to get the rest of their missions done, or at least it's going to take a little bit longer for them to get them done. Sad part is that these guys actually unconditionally surrendered, so we're getting quite a tiny bit of war exhaustion, unfortunately, until we piece them out. So hopefully these forts are going to fall faster. There you go. Okay, that was beautiful. To be able to get our peace deal done once we occupy the rest of the provinces, I guess. And this seems like a fairly decent deal for me. I'm revoking the cores they've got over here, because I'm going to take these provinces later down the line, and I will be releasing Bulgaria to feed them back the entirety of all the highlighted provinces right now. As for the Bosnian lands, it is going to be ein Destructicus, Maxicus, and Serbia is essentially a little enclave within our lands now, so that's pretty cool. We went up to 17 crown lands. After we take the Herzegovina lands, we're going to be close to 20% crown lands. And oh, come on, really? No, Byzantium, are you freaking kidding? Bro, this has got to be the worst RNG I've had in a freaking while. Like, holy snaps. None of the plans I had initially in this campaign worked. Like, literally not a single one of them worked so far. We're going to be currying favors with the Austrians in the hopes that we're going to be able to get them against in the war against the Venetians. The Venetians have some cores we want to take back in the Croatian parts, and maybe if possible we can take some islands as well in the south. What was I saying? We're up to 19% crown. That is way better than nothing in my opinion. Let's go ahead and get our agenda now. Less than 1 overextension 50 admin. You know what? That actually sounds like a good idea. Let's also get the strong duchies, because we've got 2 subjects. We got the March in Moldova and the PU in Croatia. We can also get the trade from this one as well. And I guess it's time that we give our standard estates, religious diplomats, clerical education, and all that schnabadoobs. If you want to know more, you can always just check my estates video in the link in the description below. To be fair, it's pretty standard estate when it comes to the Hungarians. Some nations might have like a very different privilege you need to give out, but not so much here. Oh, looks like the Albanians and the Ottoman what the hell is this? Oh my god, the Timurids attacked a gem and the Ottomans are allied to a oh god. This is Bayezid all over again, isn't it? The Timurids are the only nation that actually managed to wipe out the Ottomans in the early inception phase of the Ottoman Empire, and they even captured and killed an Ottoman Sultan, so they definitely should get a -20 morale when fighting against the Timurids, because it barely just happened a few years prior to the start date, right? But yeah, that being said, that's actually pretty good for us. I might just attack them then. I've got all these claims from my Moldovan vassal, but when the truce is over, depending on how the situation is there, I might go for it. Or actually, if they don't join in when I'm attacking Wallachia, I might go for Wallachia so I can start doing my mission. I mean, we technically have a little bit of a morale advantage now as well, right? Oh yeah, baby. Caesius Maximus. Now we've gotten above 20% crownland, so we don't need to worry about the autonomy debuff at all. In fact, we could probably start giving out some of the privileges that require some crownlands to be handed out too now. Speaking of, we should give the advisor cost reduction privileges also. I'm not going to give for the nobility because I only have 1 slot left, and I'd like to give the nobility integration policy whenever I need to give that out, whenever I start integrating my subjects, that is. Alright, boys, you get the Order of the Dragon, and you get the Order of the Dragon. Everybody gets the Order of the Dragon. There's so many dragons in Hungary, it's unbelievable. Although, historically historically speaking, the Order of the Dragon was especially established to counter the Ottoman menace, and a lot of Eastern and Central European nobles actually were a part of the Order of the Dragon, including Vlad Dracula and his dad. His dad had the nickname of Dracul, which in Romanian can mean either the devil or it can mean dragon, which is why the whole Dracula thing came to be. Anyway, these guys have finished their war with the Timurids, and they didn't actually suffer much, to be honest. I barely saw them suffer at all, actually. But they have 0 manpower and 26,000 soldiers. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to loan up. That means I'm going to take the burger loans, and I'm going to take some mercenary companies, and I'm going to try my luck here because they're as weak as they're ever going to be, honestly. This is probably my best chance of actually doing some damage to the Ottomans right now. All right, well, the Austrians seem to be fairly honorable. They are joining in on my side. I'm going to go ahead and guess that Sofia is the highest development here, and it is time to Warski von Stronsky. Gonna have to keep our units close to one another because the Ottomans are still the Ottomans, and they got military tech 4, so they're likely gonna crush my troops left and right, and we're gonna need another general just so we have 2 of them, right? Truth be told, if we take Bulgaria, we don't get that much aggressive expansion. We don't even need to release and feed back cores to Bulgaria. We could technically just take all of Bulgaria for ourselves, and there's barely any aggressive expansion, and then we would be bordering the Byzantines. We could vassalize them and feed them their cores in the next war against the Ottomans, I guess, right? All right, war target has been acquired. That means we are now getting passive war score as long as we hold on to the province of Sofia. And my main play is to, if possible, wipe out the Ottoman armies when they're separate. So we got 8,000, 7,000, 11,000. That's it. That's all the Ottoman troops. If we manage to fight them when they're separate and far from one another without the ability to reinforce in time, that is a clear win, an easy win even. Oh, they're murking up. They just recruited the free company out of all mercenary companies. They clearly watched my videos, guys. And I think this is our chance here. We're attacking with our entire army, this 9,000 stack, and the Austrians are also helping us out. So this technically should be a stack wipe if we get the dice rolls. And we did stack wipe them. Let's go ahead and try and catch up to these guys. They're going to get there on the 9th. No, I'm not going to be able to catch up to them. That's fine. Let's go and catch up to this army then. They are, after all, divided, and that is their biggest mistake. I think it's over for the Ottomans. We just took their capital, and the Austrians managed to prevent this army from merging up with the northern army, so we should technically win that battle. There you go. Let's push on down and chase the rest of them in the south now. They did recruit more units, so we're gonna have to be careful here. The Yajamis have also arrived, but they are still losing. Holy schnapps, do not mess with Moldova, guys. They managed to get up to 9,000 units. That is actually impressive, even for a March, considering their size, right? Another 5k bites the dust. And looks like Austria managed to intercept some of their troops over here as well, and they're gone. Oh my god, that is actually a massive blow. How many troops they got left? 10,000! No way, it's over. We won. We literally that was the fastest win against the Ottomans ever. There you go, another 8,000 down, and I'm gonna try and intercept some of these troops as well here. I'm gonna wait till they move away. 2,000 left on their side. How many left on the Ajami side? They actually got 27,000 on the Ajam side. Okay, that's a lot of units. Holy shit. We're basically applying the same tactics to Ajam, wiping them out when they're separate and divided. And after I wipe the rest of the Ajami troops here, left 8,000, I need to take Gelibolu so I can prevent them from coming in whenever they want from the Anatolian bits to the Balkans, and then I can just carpet siege the Balkans and do my peace deal. Oh man, we're so close to piecing out Ajam. I really hope somebody attacks them so they get more of a desire to piece me out. Well, they're starting to pile up troops again in Bigas, so we need to reinforce our troops in Gelibolu before they actually charge us. That would not be very optimal, especially since we would be the oh, okay, never mind. We actually got this. I was gonna say we're gonna be the attacker technically. They would be the defender. Okay, Ajam's got low war enthusiasm, so that should give us a piece then. Yep, there you go. 41 with 29. Revolt in Ajam. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll just freaking take it. There you go. Oh my god, we jumped to 60% war score as consequence now. Hey, Selenik, if you fall now, I'll give you a Scooby snack. No Scooby snack for you. Little bit too late, okay? That does not count. Alright, so we can take all the provinces that we want. Now I'm just gonna wait until I can take a little bit more money as well, so I can pay off those loans that I got. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should attack these guys now. What is this? Defender against the Athenian War of Independence. Oh my god, dude. Seriously? Yeah, that's definitely my cue right there. I'm gonna be attacking them. I'm gonna set Trgovish as the war target because the Ottomans are not joining in now, and I might as well grab my lands in Wallachia since I need them for the mission. Then afterwards, we can do the Bosnian mission too. Oh, looks like Athens got their independence. Woo! Woo-wee, they won the independence war. Let me get some claims on these bad boys, because we're going to be attacking them as soon as we peace out the Ottomans, actually. Well, as soon as we get the claim, anyway, we're going to be attacking them. Da-da-da-da-da-da, Matthias Corvinus. This removes Austria as a historical friend, but we get Chadicus von Maximus, Matthias Huniadi, the son of Janos Huniadi. Sadly, Austria gets a restoration of Union CB on us, but I don't care. Yup, baby. Give me that Huniadi juice. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Wait, what the hell? Why is... What? What happened to Janos? Did Janos just die? Talk about freaking... This entire run, I've had horrible freaking RNG, I swear. Where did Walachia's army go, you ask? Well, nobody knows. They just all of a sudden disappeared in the mountain tops of Severin over here. Well, technically that's hilltops, but you get my drift. Actually, wait, why is this grasslands? This should technically be hills. This is the foot of the mountains of the Carpathians here, so it should definitely be hills. I open EU5 it is hills. Let's see. We've got enough to get our second government reform, which is the unique Hungarian Extend the Unio Trio Nationum. From a historical perspective, this was basically an alliance between the three nations within Transylvania, the Zekulars, the Saxons, and the Hungarians against the peasantry. So the main idea of this was to basically band together against, you guessed it, the majority of the population, which was Romanian and Hungarian peasants. And whilst it was a great thing for the Hungarians and the Zekulars and the Saxons, it really sucked for the Romanians because they got even harsher treatment as consequence. Life in the Middle Ages was really not great for the peasants, that's for sure. Also, there was a Romanian nobility too, but it was very small because the prerequisite to become a nobleman in Transylvania at the time was to convert to Catholicism, and the Romanians were Orthodox and they were very hard to convert to Catholicism. A very small minority of them actually converted to Catholicism within 900 years. Ooh, military. Oh my god, my war exhaustion is up to... I'm gonna have to use this. It sucks, but I have to use it. It's way too high freaking war exhaustion. Ludwig the First of Hesse is the emperor. What? It's gonna make it easier to take control of the Austrians, I guess. Alright, this is done. Let's go ahead and wipe them out. Now, that does mean we might potentially get the Byzantium, the Serbs, and the Venetians in a coalition from taking all of Bulgaria, but is this the face of somebody that gives a schnapps? It's not, okay? Look at that. We wiped out 82,000. We lost 129, but that is to be expected when fighting against the Ottomans. We're gonna get some claims here, and we're gonna be vassalizing the Byzantines. Do they actually have any allies? I believe they do not. No, they don't. Okay, that's perfect. We also deal with Dracula. That means I got the subjugation CB on the Serbs. And we can also do Bosnian security. It's going to give us 100 admin, which is perfect because I'm actually a little bit short on admin. Let's go ahead and core up all the stuff that's cheaper first. I always like coring up the cheap stuff first and leave the expensive stuff for later. Although, to be fair, you probably want to core up the stuff that has the highest overextension first and then the rest after. Now, we can also seize 5% more crownlands. So we went up to 29% crownlands. Hails to the yes. Wipe out these boyos. Then after we attack the Byzantines, we're going to be attacking the Ottomans once more by attacking Ragusa, which they still should... Oh, okay, never mind. Well, they're not proclaiming guaranteeing Ragusa. They're not proclaiming guaranteeing anyone, so that plans out the drain. I guess we're going to attack them once the truce is over then. Okay, what the hell is the Ottomans doing? Are you kidding me? Bro, did they just attack the... Oh my god. That's good and bad. The good part is if I vassalize the Byzantines, I'm going to be at war with the Ottomans again. So that should be a fairly easy war because it's an offensive war, so I don't need to fight against a gem. The bad part is that means I'm not going to be able to core this stuff up because when you're at war with the nation that has cores on provinces that you're coring, it stops the progression. So we're going to be stuck at 94 overextension, give or take, for the duration of us being at war with the Ottomans. These guys are about to break the alliance. I'm going to try and increase my trust with them, see if that helps, but it's probably not going to help because they got domineering attitude over me since they have that restore personal union CB against me. With the help of the Ottomans, we got the city pretty fast. Now let's get into position to do the most damage to the Ottomans once the war starts. Are you guys ready? Look at that. Look at freaking that. We vassalized Byzantium, so we're at war with the Byzantines. We can call our allies, which right now is literally only Brandenburg because the Austrians broke the alliance. I wish I knew I was going to be at war with the Ottomans. Then I would have actually gotten some more alliances to make this even easier, right? But yeah, there goes the neighborhood, and by the neighborhood I mean half of the Ottoman army. Oh, that's so cute. Brandenburg's actually helping us out, man. I love Brandenburg. You guys want me to do a Brandenburg run? I don't think I've ever done Brandenburg. I'm curious what it's like to play as them. Matthias Huniadi's famous black army. Until the end of the game, we get land force limit reduction, nobility influence -10. We lose some money, and we have the mercenary command. company available to recruit. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get the black company, or better yet, black army, and excellently timed just 10 years later than when we actually needed you, the last jousting tournament. Surprised that nobody on the Anatolian side has decided to attack the Ottomans, considering they're super freaking weak. This is your moments, Karaman. Come on, boys, you gotta do this. We got Humiliado, War Reparado, 108, 107. That's exactly what I want to see. Now, we got a few less years of truce with the Ottomans, and we managed to get a buttload of money so we can actually pay off our loans. We got our loan free, massively expanded our borders too, and we got the Byzantines as our vassals so we can attack in the next war and pretty much just take all of the Balkan holdings of the Ottomans for ourselves. We can actually do that with Epirus now and with Athens for that matter. 0 manpower and 300 units. Yeah, this is a drain on my economy. Same for the Grand Company for that matter. Holy shit. I mean, we've been using them like crazy though. So let's replace them with actual proper soldiers from our main army. And we could also technically chill for a little while before we do continue expanding into the Balkans and the Polish lands, right? If we wait till December 62, we can both fully annex Serbia and Epirus, since we've got the cores on Epirus from the Byzantine. Okay, we also have finished doing Hungarian succession, which means now we can do weaken Austria. Once we've got Austria to be a little bit smaller, we do the restoration of union on Bohemia. Wait, so we got restoration of union on Bohemia, Austria, Poland so early on. That is so good. And we can also join the HRE. That is nice, I guess. Join or dismantle. What's the best option though? Oh, and let's not forget we can also get a union on Naples too once we've recovered the Dalmatian coast. And this is pretty cool. So if we complete the mission whilst Naples is our subject, integrating a subject no longer gives -3 diplomatic reputation, and integrating personal unions gives an additional 100 splendor. Wow. Now, this mission I'm not cool with though. I need to build 3 fortifications on the border with the Ottomans just so I can do the other 2 missions, although I already did the other 2 missions and I'm about to do the other 4th mission. That's stupid. So I have to just waste 600 ducats building forts here so I can do the first mission. Like, bruh, really? I've also been using up a little bit of my mana points to develop the province of Budapest so that I can get Renaissance here, and then it can start spreading around the rest of my country a little bit faster. Whenever we get the money, we're going to be trying to upgrade our monuments, because this one's going to offer 5% idea cost reduction alongside institution spread. Let me continue to improve relations with Albanians. I'm going to be diplomatically vassalizing them. It's easier than having to fight against Naples and the Venetians. Bad Serbs, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when Hungary come for you? That's the national anthem of Hungary. You know, you can actually ask any Hungarian person. They will confirm that that is actually their national anthem. I mean, why would I even make that up? That sounds so silly if I did make that. That's like the dumbest thing anyone could ever possibly do, honestly. I'm curious if we're gonna be able to land over in the island of Cephalonia. We do have some ships from our vassals here because we had the ships in the Ionian Sea. We also prevented them from escaping, so we stack wiped their entire army there. And I guess we'll be giving Arta to the Byzantines. Fullius annexationists, nobody cares except maybe a little bit the Venetians. But the Venetians, despite being outraged now, are not really that strong. And Genoa is not actually helping them out because their leader is malevolent. So wait, was their leader? Oh my god, is Angelina Jolie their leader? Oh snaps, that explains so much now. Bad jokes aside, let's actually attack the Venetians. Also not forget to lower the autonomy in the provinces we conquered previously before we declare the war, because lowered autonomy means you get more income, more manpower, more everything from those provinces. And we can also start integrating Croatia. And since we're doing that, we're also going to give out the nobility integration policy privilege. We're also going to use the reconquest CB against the Venetians so we get a little bit less aggressive expansion for taking Spalato and Zara, both of which are rightful Croatian clay, so technically they're rightful Hungarian clay since Croatia belongs to us, right? Oh wow, we've got 1 extra morale compared to the Venetians. That is freaking massive. Oh, I just realized because we have gotten all of Serbia, we can also do this mission, and because we also have 2 subjects with their capital in the Balkan region, we also get 50% vassal force limit contribution from the strong duchies estate privilege. We do need the services of the Black Army, however, because we've run out of manpower. We've actually been grinded down by the freaking Venetians. They've been recruiting mercenaries after mercenaries, so we have to do the same thing. Catholics in Bohemia seek our aid. No freaking way, right? Did they actually go Hussite? That would be awesome if they did. Why did they give me that event? These guys didn't go Hussite. I'm so confused right now. Well, whatever the case, I'm cool with that because now I pretty much have permanent claims on half of Bohemia. Oh my god, stop recruiting mercenaries, Venice. Holy snaps, man. Oh, this is delicious. The reformed terms of Matthias Corvinus, we're gonna go for the admin. We really need to catch up with our admin generation. And you know what? I think I'm gonna take a little bit of an L, and I'm gonna do a really not great peace deal, because that's it. Just these 3 provinces. Reason why is because I've lost a lot of manpower. I've genuinely lost more manpower in this than I lost in the freaking Ottoman War. I didn't play it too well, to be fair. I kind of got attacked when I was sieging mountainous provinces, and that's how I lost most of my troops. But the reality is that they also recruited a buttload of mercenaries, and I need to get ready for the war with the Ottomans and a couple of more wars. But this is just a waste of my time right now. Oh, now Venice gets excommunicated. Really, brother? Really? Go ahead and make the Albanians our vassals before I forget to do so. Ooh, okay. I think I'm gonna get Renaissance, so I think I'm gonna get the burgher loans. We're gonna get our money from the Ottomans when we attack them anyway, so we should be technically fine financially for now. There you go. Since we got that, we can take these technologies for quite a little bit cheaper as consequence. As the Hungarians, you can both play toll if you want after you've consolidated the Balkans and you've PU'd everybody, or you can go for a PU world conquest or a regular world conquest. You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna go for aristocratic ideas first for the dev cost, the manpower, and everything else of the swords. And because I'm gonna have extra military mana lying around, and then later I'm probably gonna go for some slightly blobby ideas or some ideas that help me integrate my PUs faster, like influence admin mix would be pretty good as well. All right, we got Croatia annexed. That means we got their units as well, which is good because we need some extra troops. Actually, that's pretty funny, but we could technically diplo-vassalize Athens. I think I'm gonna do that because that way I have 2 vassals in the Greek part, so it's easier for me to integrate them separately, one after the other. Wait, what? We could offer knowledge sharing to the Mamluks? That's 4 ducats a month? Hell yeah, I'm doing it. Sag, France announced me as their rival, so I'm gonna be doing the same to them. Let's get another big ally, see who we can get here. Oh, there you go. We can get Muscovy as one of our bestest of best. Wait, hold up a second. Hungary being good friends with Russia. What does that remind me of? Sadly, we do need to waste some of our money and build 3 forts by the border with the Ottomans, or we get blocked off of our mission tree completely if we don't have these forts by the border with the Ottomans. Sad. You know what? Since we've got so much crownlands, might as well just sell some titles and pay off some of those loans. For the tier 3 government reform, we can go for the continue the Renaissance, which is going to give us institution spread and embracement cost. Plus, every time we embrace an institution, we get 100 of each mana point. So this would have been nice to do before we embrace Renaissance, to be fair. However, this is a good thing to have, but you can always just go for another one. Say, for example, we could go for the reform progress growth now, and then we can change to this particular reform for just 50 reform progress right before we are about to accept another institution, and then change back to something else. Let's go ahead and make the Athenians our vassals right before we attack the Ottomans, and let's see which one of these is the highest development. I'm gonna go ahead and guess it's Tirhala or Edirne. It's Edirne. Okay. In that case, we're gonna make Edirne the reconquest war target. Only problem I see is that we're not gonna have control of the strait, so we're gonna have to wait for their troops to cross on over here and wipe them out to get more war score. All right, we got the fort, so we can do a Scourge of Europe, which gives us permanent claims on areas we already have. Then we can do the Order of the Dragon, meaning that we gain 0.5 army tradition for every owned province with the Order of the Dragon assigned. Let me see if I assigned it to everybody. I think I should have. So my current army tradition is 61.8. After we click this mission, it is gonna be 89.8. That is delicious. We also can do Liberate Bulgaria, since we have liberated Bulgaria. And for push on Constantinople, it allows us to make the city itself Greek again if it had been turned to Turkish, which it hasn't done yet. Now, here's my gripe with this. Why is it that the Byzantines themselves don't have the ability to change Constantinople to Greek Orthodox again once they recover it, but everybody else does? That doesn't make much sense to me. Now, for the next mission, we'll be able to do it once we take a couple of provinces from the Ottomans, and it's going to give us aggressive expansion impact reduction, plus winning wars against heathen war leaders is going to give us 10 power projection, so that's pretty cool. We got the workshop here now, so let's do the strong economy mission, which means this has been upgraded now to a counting house, a building that we would otherwise need to wait till admin tech 24 to get. We also can do the great city of Buda, and this allows us to change the trade good. We can go for cloth, copper, iron, or glass. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go for glass. I would love to spawn faceting, but it's already been spawned. It would have been nice to do this earlier, I guess, to get faceting. Now that I think about it, probably should have gone for copper. That's gonna have more worth as you progress in the campaign. We haven't had any battles with the Jam, but I'm pretty confident we're gonna be able to piece them out any moment now, because they they do have some wars, and I think that they're losing said wars. Unfortunately, I'm not able to pass on to the Anatolian side. I'm building up a fleet in the hopes that I'll be able to use it. But as it stands right now, the Ottomans have more ships than me, and I failed getting into Anatolia. The Lithuanians are not giving me access because I am rival to their overlord, even though the other people here would give me access. And so far, none of my freaking allies or none of my subjects managed to get access through Lithuania either. Champion of the Joust. The last time I went for this option, I got an absolute dogshit general, so I'm gonna go for the legitimacy because I kind of need it right now. Economically, we're doing fairly good right now. We've got 12 of our income coming from gold directly, which is really not bad, but we have to get the autonomy lowered in Rigomed. So right now it's pretty freaking high. We also need to convert this to Catholicism to have a little bit of an easier time with it. Unfortunately, we got the Hungarian military frontier until 1488, so we cannot really convert that up until that point. Hey, we can do fund the monasteries. That's cool. As expected, these guys are willing to piece me out, which is going to give me a little bit more war score. Hopefully that's enough to take the stuff that I want from the Ottomans now. It's not. We would need a little bit more. Ooh. How much more can we get from oh, we can get 3 more war score. Okay, so we can just chill with Edirne occupied, and we might be able to get all the Balkans after. Come on, 1 more month. Let's go. Oh, is it gonna be? It's stuck? No, it's not stuck. Yay! We can take all the Balkans from them. Sadly, no money, but I'm happy with this. We've essentially pushed out the Ottomans from the Balkans completely, and we didn't really lose any units, so because we were basically just chilling there. So now we can attack the Poles directly, and we can do secure Macedonia, which offers some manpower as well, and we can do the bulwark of Christianity. Let's do the mission for the Poles now. Weak on Poland. We got this Episcopal Union. Let's also sell some crownlands so we can upgrade the library here. So then afterwards we can do the mission that gives us another free upgrade for this particular monument. I just realized my vassals armies are so freaking massive. I thought that I had like 4,000 or 5,000 units in my vassals, but no, we got 14, 7, 9. Also, kudos to Poland for focusing on Muscovy and Brandenburg rather than actually focusing on my stuff here. They definitely got their priorities sorted. The cool part is that we're also going to be getting all of their subjects afterwards. So Ducal Prussia is going to stay, of course, their vassal, but they are the vassal of Poland, which is our PU. So technically, we're the real owners of Ducal Prussia as well. Once we get the forts and we've occupied a few more forts in Lithuania, we should be able to enforce our demands. We only need 60% war score, not 100 for this. There you go. Union with the Poles. Gets no coalition, by the way. We're literally PUing 25% of Europe for 0 coalition. That is insane to me. And that's because our aggressive expansion is minus 45% from the age ability, as well as our mission and the prestige and everything. So yeah, we're basically almost getting 50% less aggressive expansion, to be fair. Wait, what? Muscovy, you freaking scum. Actually, dude? What the schnapps? Did they actually lose? Bro, if you stuck in this for a few more months, we would have freaking enforced on them, bro. I guess because they took the capital, they took Moscow, and that's why they pieced out. Bunch of goddamn wussies in the east. Ottomans still going strong, though. They lost all of the Balkans, but they've consolidated Anatolia, and now they're attacking Crimea, or what's left of Crimea anyway. Sack of Poznan, 5 discipline. Sure. Poznan only took 516 days. A mere 516 freaking days. Let's go ahead and intercept some of the Lithuanian troops to get a little bit more war score in the process. Buyashnokidons. The entirety of the enemy army is trying to unsiege Podole. I mean, that's totally not an overkill, but you know what? Let's have a big freaking showdown, boys. I got more morale than them, and I got more troops, and I'm the defender. So clearly that was an easy win. So right now we can enforce our deal. There you go. We can get the 8681, so we can get them as our PU. However, I also want to get some money. So I'm going to need to push this a little bit more. Maybe after I wipe out their armies, they're going to be more inclined to give me all their cash. There you go. That's half the army they have. And this should be the other half of the Lithuanian army. Buyashnokidons, the other half as well. So that's all of the Lithuanian army. And then we can just push on over to Podole, where's the rest of the Polish army. Get the schnapps out of my land, Poland. Well, technically this is your land, but I'm claiming it for myself. They don't want to give us all of it, but they want to give us half. I think I'm going to take half. Yeah, screw it. Half is fine. Remember that because Lithuania was a junior partner of Poland, they automatically got transferred, and they are now a junior partner of ours. We're going to enforce the union over Bohemia, Austria, and Naples. So let's get back home and plan that schnapps up. We do have a little bit of an unloyalty situation, so we can use some of the money that we took from them to pay them off. That's going to make them slightly more loyal. However, I'm just going to improve relations. I'm not going to give that much of a schnapps. I improve relations before with the Lithuanians actually, so I have decent relations with them now, which is why they're not super disloyal. Big Sag, my former ally, just turned me into a rival, so I'm gonna do the same for them. There you go. Screw you, Muscovy. And I'm also gonna cancel the royal marriage with them. We don't get the -1 stab hit from canceling the royal marriage because they are our rivals. Now we can do this mission that gives us the Poles as an accepted culture, and we also get cav cost reduction and max promoted cultures. Teutonic advance we can do also, and we get increased center of trade in Gdansk and Królewicz. Let's just go ahead and get this upgraded to level 2. Then we'll upgrade it to level 3 later down the line, I guess. We can also technically pay off our loans. We have the money for it, but I think I'm instead going to just invest that money in workshops. Istvan and the Romanian Oh my god! Should I make my heir Romanian? Oh, well, I guess our future dynasty is gonna stay Romanian, isn't it? How fitting. How freaking fitting right there, okay? Considering that Matthias was likely Romanian on his dad's side. But Ludi, the Serbs say that János Hunyadi was Serbian. The Hungarian says he was Hungarian. Shut up, okay? You're all wrong. I was there 3,000 years ago. Dorado didn't actually throw the ring in the fire, and János Hunyadi was the goblin, okay? That's the fucking truth right there, and you're all wrong. So to get the union against Bohemia, we're gonna be using the Austrians and everybody else that we're allied to, because we're essentially going to be fighting half of the freaking HRE here. We're fighting the Emperor, the Emperor's allies, and Bohemia and their allies. So yeah, this is essentially World War I just to take some provinces from Bohemia. Oh, I see. Somehow Telia managed to get involved in this. Of course they did. I think the play here is to just go around the various allies that I'm not really interested in and just piece them out quickly so that I can use my armies against the big boys that I actually need to worry about. Maybe instead of influence, I can go for admin first, since I've got so much admin points lying around. Yes, it is time to get to stability, finally. I do take massive enjoyment in canceling the alliance blocks within the HRE whenever I'm fighting HRE nations. I feel like that's one of the most rewarding things you can do in this game. Oh my god, what happened to the Ottomans, man? Oh, that is just disgusting. Mamluks got half of Anatolia right there. Oh, I see. Now everybody is attacking the Ottomans to take a piece of what's left of them, isn't it? Man, I gotta wait for 2 more years until I can attack them. I also want a piece of the Ottomans. Okay, we can do the peace deal, boys. I'm gonna go for all of this, as well as all the money that I can take from them. Like I said, it's barely any aggressive expansion, and it allows me access to a lot of other provinces afterwards, whether I choose to attack and take those provinces or dismantle the HRE or whatever the schnapps I want to do. It's gonna be actually pretty good. Also do this peace deal beforehand, because I like the Teutons to disappear. Woo! Look at that. Look how beautiful we are. Now we can do the next mission, Bohemian borderlands. We get for 25 years restoration of union on them, and that's gonna also lead afterwards to some more power projection, as well as because they are an elector and we get a union afterwards on them, we're gonna be able to get membership in the empire, so we could technically vie for the HRE emperorship a lot easier afterwards if we want to. In hell, if we really want to, we could just improve with these guys and they're probably going to be on board with us being emperor. You know, I just realized with the lands that the Poles took from the Muscovites and with all the Balkans and with everything else we got, we pretty much got half of Europe now, or like 45% of Europe, and it's 1488. That is super fast, and I wasn't even intending on expanding too quick. I was just trying to basically chill over here. This mission tree is freaking insane. Look at some of the stuff it offers later, right? It offers the ability to form Austria-Hungary at Admin Tech 15. It also gives schnapps like 1 extra possible manufactories, as well as 50% local goods produced modifier in provinces within the Carpathian region that have a center of trade and 20 development. So how many of them would that be? That would be 1 to 11 provinces would get that. That is freaking huge. 50% goods produced is massive, my dude. And we can get that now. All we need to do is literally just develop this province to 20 development, and this one or this one, and that's it. That's 9 development. We can literally do that super fast early in the campaign. I hope you guys enjoyed this Hungary highlight, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave that like, and until the next time, much love and take care of yourselves. Massive thank you to all of my patrons and channel members as well. I really wouldn't be able to do this without all your support. If anybody else wants to join, you will have a link in description.